Hello everyone, it's Nick Lawson with cdc-TakeCharge Services, and this is lesson 6 of how to build a more robust and user-friendly contact app in Alpha software. As we mentioned the other day, when you're designing an application, an important feature that you need to consider is the layout and functionality of the forms that you create. We talked about how the original form is kind of disjointed and things are all over the place. So what I've done is gone ahead and present a new view of how that contact app could look on the people form. So let's take a look at it. There you go. Now if you remember from the previous, or you look down at some of the other images from the earlier lessons, there's quite a few changes. First, on the banner bar, we extended it across the screen to give it balance, and we added a layer so that the title, people, looks as if it has a drop shadow. Also, we've added a progressive lookup to the form with a search feature. We've moved the contact information back to the left and put it in a little detail box to kind of give it its own space. Then we created another little frame or detail box and we put our controls in it. This information down here, basically we left the same as it was before. Now, notice up here in the banner you have Rolodex, show and hide. Well, that's because even though I've created a progressive lookup, which I think works better than a Rolodex, some people may like to have a Rolodex. So they can just simply show, and there it is right there in the center of the screen. Now they can scroll through, use their button selection, find the contact that they want, and carry on like as before. But if they want to be able to take and search on a larger database, because let's say you're doing a large corporation like Microsoft, and they've got thousands of contacts, well, there could be hundreds that start with the letter B. So here, you can just start typing the name. There's Jeffrey, and click search, and there he is. He shows up. Now everything you need to do for him works just like it did before, and it's all very attractive and nice and neat. Okay, so let's take a look at how all this was done. Close. We're going to go to our control panel, and I have a new form with the changes that we made. First thing we did is we've added some variables to the form. We added roll show or Rolodex show. We set the value to 0. 0 represents the default for a conditional object. That way, since we only have a view of either show it or hide it, default can be when it's hidden and it doesn't display on the screen, and show sets the value to 1 and then it does show up. So here's our object. Let's take in, right click on that and go to properties. Just like I said, so the Rolodex show, set it to 1, and our browse and our Rolodex buttons show up. That's pretty simple. Over here I've made this a radio choice that goes ahead and sets the choices of 1 for show and 0 for hide. So now when you click the object or change it, it automatically resets the conditional object and it either shows or disappears. Pretty simple to do. On the progressive lookup, this is a little more different. Again, we have a variable which we named up here on the form, variables, PL contact. We made it a character field by setting it to an empty space. Now this progressive lookup, the way it's designed is, if we go to properties, we're telling it that it is a record list combo box, and our choices are current table, because remember, people is the parent table of this set, and we want to return the value of contact, and we want the column header to show up, so we tell it down here to do that. We're going to have unique records only. There could be some duplicates because we're filtering on first name instead of last name, and there could be 2 James, 2 Joneses, or whatever. So that's pretty much all you have to do there to set that up. and it points to a field called contact, which is in the people table. Now, everything else, I took the little buttons which were wrapped around the browser and I made them bitmaps over text, and I put the text on the buttons. Um, that way you can take and see it. They don't have to wait for a delay and the pop-up to tell it what it's doing. It's just easier for your end user to work with. That's pretty much it. It's a simple form, but now it looks much more attractive. Everything is very balanced, and it works exactly the way it's designed to work, which is to take and give the contact or the end user easy access to contact information. So let's take one more look at it. There's our logo. Here's our form, people information, and we will take and look for a different person, BR, Brad, search. Look, Brad's got some contact history, so now we can go ahead and follow up on that and do whatever we need to do. We can edit his phone information if we need to and put more numbers in. We can enter a new contact by clicking on new and fill in the information directly on our card. We'll probably change that down the road, but that's how it works right now. To cancel changes, we just click on cancel. And it closes and we're done. That's it for today. Thanks a lot and have a great day. And it is Friday, so I hope you enjoy your weekend.